Hey, Roadrunners, welcome back to the Medallion. It's usually what? Victory Sunday. I'm busy, so treat me bad. I'm sorry. That's unusual for me. Been busy. Been trying to get a lot of work done. Getting towards the end of the year. And guess what? You got to work a little harder because you're going to go on vacation a couple times, right? That's the same thing case for me. So, how you feeling after that victory? Be honest with yourself and tell me how you're feeling with that victory. Because if you're not going to be honest with yourself, you're going to ignore in victory what you wouldn't ignore in defeat, what would just absolutely upset you in defeat. Let's talk about the good. Frank played. Frank dropped some dimes. Boy, did he make some great passes. In that weather, it was windy, it was a little wet, not so good. Frank played pretty darn solid. I'm going to look at his stats, okay? Let's go to box score. Boom. So who knows Frank? It was 25 of 33. Only 8 misses, right? 338 yards. That's pretty darn awesome. We had 495 yards of offense. And in the current timing rules, the NFL timing rules, let's just call it the NFL timing rules, those are good stats. Those you get near 500 yards, typically you're putting up a lot of points, right? Now, what helped us? Pass blocking helped us, but more specifically, run blocking, because we had 35 rushes for 157 yards. What is that? A little less than 5 yards a carry. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can't complain. Can't complain at all about the offensive side of the ball. Except, and it's going to drive me nuts till the day I die, we refuse to have a jumbo formation. But more importantly, let's just talk about that failed fourth down conversion play itself. Had Cardenas on the right in the wing back position, right? Just off the line. He rotates to his left. Frank is, shotgun, right? And he has Kavorian to his left. Now, the read for Kavorian, to give it to Kavorian, for Kavorian to take it, would be that side of that line has to be vacated. Otherwise, Frank has to fake it to him and then throw it or run, behind Kavorian maybe. Right, has Kavorian as a lead blocker. It was a bad play call on 4th and short. Terrible play call. Now, would it work on 2nd and 1? Yeah, probably. Because they're going to be in more of a pass kind of defense, right? But they were all up on the line. They were in the box. They ran run. We were going to run it. And yeah. It is what it is. So that was a terrible play call. Terrible play design. I mean, I saw that and I was like, oh, what are we doing? And we absolutely hate jumbo formation. And we got some guys that they need to get out there and they need to play. Get out there, let them hit somebody. Let them hit the other team. Now, a couple things the coach said that they went hard preparing for this game. Right? I don't know if that helped or hurt, but I do feel like it sent a message, at least to the offensive side of the ball. You guys got to hold your end of the bargain up. Because they didn't against Army. They literally didn't against Army. I don't care what anyone says. I know we scored 28 or 29 points. You still managed to only keep the ball and the clock running for 15 minutes. What about Texas State? What about Houston? The defense has played great in all but 2 games. Well, this game. We're going to talk about that now, right? I think we found a weakness big time. So I'm happy with the team's preparedness coming out. Gave up that long drive touchdown, but then after that, once the team kind of woke up and just went to business, went to work. Scored 49 points, right? You can't complain about 49 points, right? Offensively, they didn't up other than a few small things here and there that you could nitpick, like the fourth down play, but that's going to be huge. How many fourth down plays in 3 seasons? I'm going to let you go back and look. Have we been successful on? You could probably, what was the one? Zakari stretching out. I mean, other than that, how many? Maybe Frank sneaking it. We can't sneak it with Frank. You saw him run, and he did not look good running. He was running very much less nimble, not as nimble as he normally runs. Right when he went for that, man, he took that blow to the head, right? Because he went forward trying to get that first down, and man, I was worried when I saw that play. I was worried big time. Now, let's talk about our deficiencies. We couldn't cover anybody. No, let me hold on before I get there. Run defense was spot on. Held them to 70 yards. Now, mind you, they were leading the play. I'm going to look at this. If you look at it they were beating us until we scored right before the half. It was like 21-21. So the run was there for them if they needed to run. They just couldn't on us. So it turned them one-dimensional. And that actually made it easier on us, right? The problem is we couldn't cover anybody. We couldn't cover anybody. Now, I believe it was their last touchdown. And that drive, this aggravated me. You can look on Twitter. I posted on, I didn't post it on Twitter. Someone else posted it on Twitter for me, said he got me because he posted it for me on Twitter. Sorry. I said we should not be blitzing a single time. Rush 4, spy 1, outside guys, stay with the outside receivers. You follow them all over the field. You don't hand them over. You don't worry about anything else. That leaves you 4 guys to pick up the slack for everybody else, right? You play deepest deep, widest wide, and then you got 2 guys. One looks at one kind of looks at a linebacker. One kind of not a linebacker, but a running back. The other one picks up the tight end or the slot receiver, right? That, to me, that's what I would have done 100% of the time. Because every time we blitzed, they burned us. This is where it's going to start being a little bit more critical on offensive coordinator. It's like their offensive coordinator had routes perfectly designed for whenever they saw that guys were coming, the guys running, he saw them coming, they went inside. Easy pass. Or they cut it short, easy pass. Nobody's covering the guy, and we're like, what's going on here, right? Maybe they were doing it, and maybe our defenders are just not there yet in pass coverage, right? The communications there. I know we didn't have Trey Moore, but, hey, Tariq, Mayfield have gone. I mean, I think we lost a lot of talented, very well coached, very disciplined defensive backs from last year. And I think that's kind of hurting us. I think the defensive backs we've got now are very much run first approach, right? Versus pass first. And I think that may be why we're seeing a lot of this, because there sure are a lot of gaps. Guys, just, the kid made a couple good plays. Don't get me wrong. Kid made a couple good passes, but there are times these guys were wide open. At the end of the day, we won. You can't look at it any other way. Does it change how I feel about the season going forward? For me personally, not yet. Not yet. I'm going to still stick with don't be surprised if we're 3-5 in conference. Don't be surprised. We have a tough opponent in UAB coming up. I'll do the UAB prequel there. But the the thing that kind of gets me is we have a tendency to let teams hang in there, and that wears you out. That wears you out. But it also sharpens you at times because you don't take anything for granted, right? Any game for granted. But it does wear you out. And that's what we saw in North Texas in 2021, right? Everything was hard. Everything was hard. We got that first division win, right? Division title. And the kids let down, right? And then it just like went out of them like a balloon. Then came back, won the conference, right? Last year, everything was hard. Everything was hard, and went a perfect 8-0 in conference, and then finished it off by being conference champions. So it's kind of what do you want? And so having to constantly work hard is not necessarily a bad thing because it keeps you on your toes. Think about just your regular job. If your job gets so boring, you start making mistakes, right? You start missing stuff that you wouldn't normally miss because the pressure's not there and you're not thinking so much about it like whoop-de-doo, right? Whatever, I'll fix it tomorrow, okay? But then someone sees it and then you find out someone's now in your grill, your manager, someone in another department's in your grill because you made a mistake because it was too easy, right? So I don't know if I hate it. I don't know if I dislike it. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I love it. But here's what I do know is the team won. Here's what I do know. Offensively, the team looked a lot better, and we didn't have Decore. But I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. A lot of those plays that you saw run, I don't remember seeing. I'm going to have to go and look at the film. Remember seeing being run for Eddie. Saw him throwing. But I didn't remember seeing him for Eddie. And my non-football understanding wife said they just don't have faith in him. Her own words. She doesn't say, well, you know when she watches football? It's when we're watching the Roadrunners. In the stadium and that's it. She didn't watch NFL. So she couldn't have possibly heard this. I've never said that phrase. They don't have any faith in him. I don't know that, but she said, well, they just don't trust him. They don't have faith in him. And I know a lot of y'all don't. And that's fine. He needs to just bail. I'll say it again. He needs to just go to Incarnate Word. Texas State maybe next year? What could it hurt him? He can get the same degree he's getting from UTSA at Incarnate Word. He gets the same degree he's getting from UTSA at Southwest. Anywhere. Houston Baptist, it's anywhere. Or Houston Christian now. Hell, he'll probably be a graduate already. He's been with the program. What's it now? It's his third year. He could probably have graduated already if he's a smart enough kid. I'm just saying. I'm not for telling kids to transfer and whatnot, right? But I can see that this possibly isn't a good fit for him right now. He might love San Antonio. He might love UTSA. But when things stop working out, they stop working out, right? Go play football somewhere else. Go somewhere where you can throw the pigskin around. There's nothing wrong with that. JT Daniels is doing that at Rice. What's his name? Johnny Football did that from Oregon to A&M. He wasn't going to start at Oregon. Look what he did. Look at, what was it, Kyler Murray? Look at the A&M and Oklahoma and Texas Tech guys all bouncing around, right? Go play. Go where you can play. It's a game after all. And if somebody's willing to give you a scholarship to play a game and you actually get to play, go do it. Right? Quarterback's different. Now, if it's a wide receiver, you're just not starting, but you're still getting 15 snaps, 20 snaps a game. I don't think you have a complaint. All right. We got to shore up tackling, which was actually pretty good, but still got to shore it up. And we got to pass coverage. We got to figure out pass coverage. UAB put some points on people big time. I don't know why the line is already 10 for the Roadrunners, other than maybe more people are. The only reason why it's so large for the Roadrunners is too much money's coming in on the Roadrunners. It's a betting line, right? They started at 6, and now it's all the way up to 10. How would you take that bet? Watching this football team so far, how would you take that bet? I'm probably taking the over, and I'm taking UAB to cover. Right? UAB and the points and over. That's how I'm watching this team. Think about every game we played last year. If you took that bet, you probably won how many times? 8 out of the 12 games? FIU, there's no way the spread was whatever we beat them by in overtime. No way. 6 points? Some points maybe, I don't know. 2 points, I forgot. But it shouldn't have gone to overtime, right? It's just something to ponder. You tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the betting line and how you would bet this betting line. Now, at the end of the day, it's college football. I won't bet. I have friends who do. I won't. And we got the dub. We now have 2 wins on the season. 2 legitimate wins on the season. Not an FCS win, although we could use an FCS opponent. 5 more, and I'm happy. If we somehow win 4 more conference games, then I'm happy. I am. If we go 3 and 5, to me, this season's a bust. But if we end up with 7 wins, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper after what this team has done. And everybody should be too. Anyway, peace out, Roadrunners. I will see you guys in the Dome. It's a late start. You have no excuse for not being there.